an anemic offense.
That is true. That is true.
It's not Texas' fault that Oklahoma
it was trash.
Was very anemic and trash. Although
Except for when Alabama played them.
There you go. Which kind of really speaks to more of how the competition in the conference, which speaks to why the SEC is still the best football conference. Just what it is. Big Ten is cool. It's on the way. But the best part is still down south. It's just what it is.
I mean, do you realize that Georgia played Clemson, Alabama, Texas, Ole Miss, Tennessee?
Also with that, Clemson was not the same Clemson Labor Day weekend that we had coming in the back end of the season.
And I know, hey, it's kind of the same way you look at that Florida team, man. Like, I mean, you got to give hey, Napier, let me tell you something.
That dude that plays quarterback.
DJ Lagway is going to be the man.
That cat, that quarterback.
And he's not just a running quarterback. He can run. When he tore up his ankle, that man sits from the pocket and he can read defense.
If he doesn't get injured in the Georgia game, they beat Georgia.
They beat him. You're right.
I just felt like that. I was watching that one that day, and I'm like, yo.
Dude, they dropped LSU, and then next week dropped Ole Miss with everything in the world right in front of them. Golly, man, from being the worst coach.
We got to watch a lot of teams grow up through the course of a season and truly get better, too, though.
South Carolina, and I got to give Shane Beamer tons of credit.
Florida, we just mentioned, was one. LSU would have their moments. But
LSU was up and down. Like they got the bipolar team, man.
Right. And
they couldn't figure it out on defense this year.
Well, I mean, their coach is a basket case, but he's a good coach. He's zero tolerance. That's one thing that I can see about him, that it may be, especially in the wide open NIL era, he'll probably struggle, to connect sometimes. But he's going to be in the mix because he's got a lot of talent.
He's got a lot of talent. Now, you heard us talking a little bit about the UNLV Boise State game earlier.
This will be my first time watching Boise all year.
You hadn't seen Ashton Genty ball? You didn't watch
I've only seen the highlights.
Dude, the highlights are ridiculous, aren't they?
Exactly. This is why I'll be tuned in tonight.
Now, can I ask you something in all honesty? Because I don't know if I think, the way I say is disrespectful to call Travis Hunter 2 5s. I will say he's a 7 wide receiver and an 8 cornerback. Now that adds up to 15, but he's not the best cornerback in the country, he's not the best wide receiver in the country. But Ashton Genty is not even a question.
You know what Travis Hunter is? He's the most impactful football player in the country on both sides.
See, I think Shedeur Sanders is more important to Colorado.
10 touchdowns, 4 picks. Only time that's it. That's the first time this happened, I think, since 1980. One player. 10 touchdowns. Got to be
Charles. Who was it?
I don't even know who the player was.
I was going to say Charles Woodson.
I just saw it on the bottom line, scroll across.
Did you?
He was on SportsCenter yesterday. That's actually why I caught him. And they put that statistic up that said that since like 1980 or 81, he was the only player with 10 touchdowns on offense and 4 interceptions.
Golly, and yet Woodson was so long after that.
Charles Woodson did it. Champ Bailey did it, but they weren't doing it.
I know Peyton Manning still is thinking to myself, that's my damn award.
No, that's Charles Woodson Football Award, man. For the same reason, though. And then with Charles Woodson,
dude, he
returned kicks too.
Yeah, he did return. And he was a hell of an NFL player.
Charles Woodson took almost like the same formula that Prime took in NFL. Prime said he was the only player in NFL history you had to worry about on first, second, third, and fourth down. And he's right. Because you couldn't kick to that fool.
Yeah, I know.
You didn't really want to kick to Charles Woodson.
Doing his dance, going down the sideline, high-stepping.
He's going to dance for sure. He's going to let you know first because he's going to hold the ball up.
Again, he was awesome. I still think the dopest move I've seen all year, though, was Kyler Murray. I have never seen anybody put the ball in their hand. Like, he threw the hand in the air with everything in front of him. And he knew he went right through the heart of the 49ers defense for 63 yards.
Dope. You're right.
I was like, I'd never seen anybody throw the ball in the minute he took off up the pocket and went up to the seam, he knew nobody was going to catch him.
And this is why the 49ers fire everybody in the defensive room right now, the fan base at least anyway.
Yeah, it's a totally different defensive front, man. But we got to talk a little bit of basketball, so we're going to take a quick timeout. It's time to talk some Grizzlies. It's time to talk about what's up with LeBron James. And, of course, or Memphis Tigers.
Oh, you're going to love my take about the Lakers.
Oh, good. I can't wait. It's next. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
High-energy, full-body workout
Utilizes the same equipment and technology employed by Floyd Mayweather.
to achieve his impressive 50-0 record.
The workout features 4 types of heavy bags, treadmills, rows, battle ropes, weights, and much more. Visit Mayweather Boxing and Fitness, located at 2257 North Germantown Parkway in Cordova. Train like a champ.
Mayweather Boxing and Fitness.
901-673-1267.
Indulge yourself or your loved ones this season with a trip to Sissy's Log Cabin. Here, you can shop our expansive selection of designer brands, one-of-a-kind jewelry, and spectacular statement pieces, all while enjoying the Sissy's promise of unmatched quality, service, and brilliant natural values. Stop by any location or shop online at sissyslogcabin.com to find your trusted jeweler for holiday memories that will last a lifetime. Make a statement this season only at Sissy's Log Cabin.
Because it's Christmas, Family Leisure needs your help. Family Leisure has inventory that is off the move because you know it's Christmas. So don't wait. You can complete your ultimate game room with a new pool table, a new shuffleboard, new arcade games, or just get all of them for Christmas. Tons and tons of theater seating, overstock, and place to move. 'Tis the season for fire pits. And all fire pits at Family Leisure are now 20 to 30% off. You say you didn't get a spa this year? Let's say no more. Spas are in stock, ready for Christmas delivery, and up to $1,500 off. These are just a few of the deals happening right now for Christmas. Just come on by and check out their gigantic showroom. You never know what kind of deal you're going to find. Family Leisure. Right at I-40, where family and fun come together for Christmas.
Family Leisure, 2120 Whitman Road in Memphis, right off I-40.
The only power source capable of generating 1.21 gigawatts of electricity is a bolt of lightning.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It's a Friday. It's championship week. You got Houston High School playing the state championship. You got Melrose. You got Mays. All from Shelby County playing the state championship, baby. Let's do this. Plus, you got all the wonderful games. Well, we got to take a quick time out from football. As much as we love it, we got to talk a little NBA. And I hate to say this, man. What's up with LeBron pads? Like, what are you still in the league for? Because you want to pad your stats? Because right now, he ain't playing no defense. He ain't looking like he's trying. They got beat by 40 the other night by Miami, man.
I'm with JJ on this one. You could talk about coaching, this, that, and the other, but look here, man.
You got to have effort.
Thank you.
Like, it's some of the most
Thank
embarrassing. I promise you, I've never seen MJ, heck, Charles Barkley, Shaq. None of these guys are walking up the court or just standing at the other
I seen
end.
them get their ass kicked.
Yeah, but not
But
with no
right,
effort. Damn.
Right. Now,
That's why everybody complains about regular season NBA.
and a lot of people do this here with Taylor Jenkins much more on a smaller scale. Anytime they lose, anytime the Grizz lose, it's about this, got to fire the coach. This. And I'm like, no, hold on. Sometimes you just get beat. You're just not the better team that night. It's the NBA. It's the best in the world. But we pacify the players with this, and I'm pro player, more so than anything. I am very pro player. But at the same time, you have to be able to be accountable for players know when they're not balling. You know what I'm saying? When they're not playing well, you can't put that on it. You just simply not playing well on the court. That's not on the coach. That's on you.
Yeah, but I will tell you one thing.
The coach gonna be
Darvin Ham
responsible.
has the same record as J.J. Redick this time last year, but they didn't lose 3 games by 25-plus points.
But then also, like JJ said, you got to also own your accountability on the court. He can't make you do it. You're a pro. This is not college basketball where the team is built around the coach. The coach is everything. This is the NBA. It's a players' league. We've been yelling that narrative for the last 40-plus years or whatever. It's a players' league. Players' league. Okay, if it's a players' league, hold the players accountable when they don't play well. And it's not just a matter of this set not working, this not working. That's not what it is. It's effort, just as you stated. And we can't rock like that. And no, they're not. And that'll be ultimately, which I said this when they hired JJ. JJ will be the scapegoat. But we all know what's going to happen. Here we are. We're not even before Christmas. We are already here. And it's, people will say this, well, they don't respect JJ Redick. Do they respect themselves? They're professionals.
Damn right, you're getting paid.
This is not 8 and under, 10 and under basketball. This is not youth level. It's not even high school. This is the top of the top of the line. Miss me with that. That's whack. I can hear it if there's just a complete disconnect in style. I can understand you gonna want to make the change then too, but at some point you got to be a professional. Stop pouting and go hoop. Bottom line.
And also, LeBron James has been doing it so long, and the thing is what his teammates not respect him? Does he not respect
And I
the
will
game
never
right
knock
now?
him for his entitlement because he's like really earned it. He's earned a lot of that entitlement that he gets. No
He's
different
been played
than Mike.
handsomely
No
for
different than those that preceded him. He's one of those. He's earned that. 10 years from now, we'll be like, yo, LeBron would have did this, and it'll be the truth.
They gonna miss him.
Yeah,
They gonna miss him.
They'll eventually miss him at some point.
Question, Jay, would you have the cojones to blow it up? Because I heard Paul Pierce talking the other day, and he says this may be looking like LeBron's last season. I would blow it up before next year.
I think so.
I would blow it up before the trade deadline.
I didn't really want them to mess with the organic core that they had when they had Brandon Ingram and all of those dudes.
Lonzo Ball.
Yeah. That was a good young crew to build up. They could have built that one like what we built it in here, and they got way more assets to play with. But it wasn't LeBron, it was Magic at the time that was messing with everything. It's like, Magic, you need to get out the way, Chief. This ain't 1980. You go work. Matter of fact, Magic, what you do, you go work with the people at HBO on that Wintertime documentary that everybody loves so much that y'all hated. That
I
was
love
really
it.
telling the truth about a lot of this stuff, but that's where they kind of really messed up at. The Lakers have never really built organically.
Nope, because
all of their
I
stuff
think
has been via trade, blockbuster trade for Kareem. The trade to get the
Shaq.
number 1 pick for Magic was lopsided.
Yeah.
They got James Worthy right after they won a championship, number 1 overall. He's number 1 overall from a national championship, and they just won the NBA championship. How'd that happen? That wouldn't happen today. Ain't nobody that stupid.
it almost happened to Golden State.
This is true.
I'm with James Wiseman.
But 2 years after that, Byron Scott, same scenario, he gets drafted 4th. People don't think about that. It's like, this is how Showtime was built, off a bunch of lopsided trades, and because Jared West switched from brown liquor to vodka like Jared Buss suggested to him on Wintertime.
That was one of the most funny kind of like remakes of history. I never laughed
Jared
so
Buss
hard.
was my favorite character on that whole
yes.
joint.
Oh yeah, Bus was something else, wasn't it?
That was a great.
But that was like real life Buss, though. He was a playboy. The Forum Club, it was like
it was
that.
like, yeah, I mean, that was Playboy Day. Like, that's how he played.
Oh, yeah. He was a real playboy.
He had more
like
Hugh
that.
Hefner in him than anybody that's ever
And-
owned an NBA team.
And y'all, we wonder where I get it from. My parents read a lot at that time, and then they were living in Southern California. So it was kind of, they're right in the rumor mill of this. And it was like, I asked my mom, did she watch? She said, no, I lived it.
That's so dope. I lived
I
it.
lived it. I'm a Laker fan. So
Grizzlies, by the way, took care of the Kings last night, 115-110.
shout out to Marcus Smart, man.
Man, finally we can give him a shout out this
Shout out
year.
to Marcus Smart. That's what we really been waiting on.
Coming off the bench seems to work for him to be that, second man.
He's a vet. He's a 10, 11-year vet. He's been through there. He didn't win when they went to the finals, but he knows how to win. And that one, then Dallas got torched up the other night, and he came back last night and made it good.
I just can't. I mean, he played great, but you also kind of to win a basketball game when Ja probably had his worst game of the season this year.
And
He
you know
could
what?
not throw it into the ocean.
That speaks to the depth also that we have. You know what I'm saying? When that depth is there, you can afford nights like that. Now you get D-Bane coming up out of a slump. Now he's shooting the ball back. He's finding his rhythm back. Jaron has been all-star all year. Scottie Pippen kind of, but he'll be needed. He'll be back around. This is the beautiful part. It's like some of those dudes that play well, they might have a stretch where they not as, but you still good. Y'all still winning games. It's still cool. They won, 7 of the last 8? Something like that. Still playing good ball. Championship window is still closed, but it's starting to kind of creep
Back in like he started to
crack
think.
open a little bit. But this is the
I
process.
want a parade inside my city.
Yeah, absolutely. We need one.
Yeah.
They gonna need an extra jail though, cause y'all know we don't know how to act. We ain't never won nothing either.
Dude, I'll tell you what, we'll get bucked.
Not an extra jail.
Get bucked, baby. You think, hey, we gonna close down more than Houston, son?
Hey,
You crazy, man? We're going to close down more than Houston.
Right. Still only got 2 letters for Houston's, baby. There's the F and the other one's the U, baby. Go ahead and don't let the door hit you on your ass on the way out. Bounce, baby. He is the historian. We're about to talk with Lee Sterling from Paramount Sports on the other side. Tell them where they can find you.
YouTube.com/at 94 Feet of Life. We're going to have something rocking next week, but our latest episode, we recap Feast Week. Y'all might want to check that out. We named our all Feast Week team, men and women.
Damn, dig that. Check it out. And on the other side, Tulane Army, Oregon, Penn State, SMU, Clemson, Texas, Georgia. Who's going to win? Lee's going to tell you. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
This is Troy Five Ash, owner of Five Ash Roofing. Did you know there are so many roofing companies in Memphis that I don't even know them all? So that begs the question, which one should you choose? So I thought I'd give you a little background about me. My grandfather was a World War II Marine. My father worked for the University of Memphis for nearly 30 years. My mother, a pianist at Raleigh Baptist Church. Seems like forever. I went to Brownsville Road, Craigmont, and Bartlett High School, class of 81. We support the local school systems, youth athletics, and believe in what St. Jude and Le Bonheur stand for. I'm a Tiger and Grizz fan. The point? Memphis is my home. Five Ash Roofing will be around if you ever have a problem with the service we provide. Five Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical, with deep local ties in our community. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing is what we do. We're here for you.
56 WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis with Brad Mooresworthy and Bryant Dacus. Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6.
That was one of those things, when things get too heavy, just call me helium.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 at 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It's championship week, baby. Oh, yeah. Football. And you know we're going to lay down some coin. You better make sure you, don't lay too much on your own because, man, it's tough out there. But I got a guy who does it for a living. He is Lee Sterling from ParamountSports.com. Make sure you go check it out. And I think we lost Lee. Pull them on for me, please.
I'm here.
What up, Lee? I'm sorry, my computer's not working. It showed you dropped.
I'm here. Yeah. Yeah, things are good.
Gucci,
crazy.
baby.
People going crazy here in Miami with Bama getting in. It looks like.
I got to ask you. I think Bama. I think gets in as long as Clemson doesn't beat SMU. The only question then is are they going to keep SMU and punish them for playing in a championship game while Alabama's at home?
I think what's going to happen is if SMU loses by 7 points or less and it's a good game, I think they'll keep them in. But otherwise, if they lost by double digits, I think they'd be out. So depends how the game goes. Here's what's interesting. So I honestly think that Bama would beat Miami on a neutral field. But they were telling Miami the whole time, like, oh, your wins are valued more than some of these other teams because, you're doing it on the road and you're coming from behind and that means something. I mean, they were going on and on. And then all of a sudden, last show on Tuesday night, boom, you fall behind Bama. So I think that's the thing that bothered Miami fans the most. If they felt all along they didn't have a shot, I don't think they would be as upset. And the fact that Alabama lost 2 6-6 teams, one of them 24-3, that they weren't even competitive in.
That Oklahoma game was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I didn't even know what I was like. Who in the hell? What is that? An Alabama football team for real?
Well, how about Ohio State, Michigan? Do you know anyone that predicted that Michigan was going to win that game outright?
Not a single person on planet Earth because they had no quarterbacks. They had they had nothing.
Nothing.
And Ryan Day
missing their best player, their tight end on offense, and their best player, their first-round pick and high first-round pick on defense, the cornerback, and they come out and win the game. So sometimes crazy stuff happens. Can you imagine if you were a Penn State football player? I was thinking about this. And you were either watching the game or, let's say, just running around town doing errands, and you find out that you think that you're going home this weekend to see your parents or maybe going out of town with your girlfriend, then all of a sudden you find out that you're playing the Big Ten championship game. Is that crazy?
That is absolutely crazy. I mean, it is also crazy. The other thing that is crazy is some of these dead gum lines we got, Lee.
Yep.
There's some wild stuff out there. We got action tonight, baby.
Yep.
We got serious
Should be a fun
action.
weekend.
I'm fired up because the UNLV Boise State game is going to be really fascinating. But the one I'm kind of looking at, man, Tulane -5 versus Army. I'm not sure which way to go. Do you know?
So there's a couple things going on in this game. So a lot of people don't realize this, but this Tulane coaching staff was with Troy last year. And what did they do the last 2 years when they played Army? Well, they only held them to a combined 9 points. So they do know how to defend the option. The weather is a factor. It's going to be high 20s to low 30s, windy, like 15 to 20 miles an hour.
Are they playing up at West Point?
Yeah, it's at West Point, Mikey Stadium. So it is right on the river. It gets cold. It is blowing. So I think both teams are going to run the ball. Army, they're just not great as a home underdog. Jeff Monken, they're 5-8 against the spread. I think the best play is take the under 45.5 total points. That's going to be the play here.
Tulane Army, we're going under 45.5. I kind of like it. I will say I didn't even realize that was about the coaching staff with Tulane.
Yep.
If you know how to stop the dead gum, option, that's going to be huge for their defense.
Tackling in the cold is no fun.
No, it is not. It
is
not.
You got to think they play better.
Well, they're going. They better play better than they played Memphis because that was a shocker as well.
Right. Yeah. So.
And by the way, you were on the right side of that one as well. Oregon, though, this is the line where I sit here and I say to myself, Lee, How is it? Because I know James Franklin. He
Right.
wins every game he's supposed to.
Right.
He loses every single game when he plays a good team. He always, always in these situations, you just see, until he proves me wrong, I feel like you got to lay the 3.5. But I also think it's crazy that Oregon's not at least a 7-8 point favorite.
All right, so here's the way I see this game. Penn State's playing with house money. No reason for them to be nervous. If they didn't get in this championship game, they're going to be a number 5, 6 seed. Well, they lose as long as they don't get blown out. They're a 5 or 6 seed. This is what's crazy about this college football playoff. James Franklin is horrendous against top 5 opponents. 1-16 straight up, 5-12 against the spread. You would have thought he stayed at
Vandy
for like 20 years to come up with that kind of record. He does have some advantages, though. Check this out. We know about the crossing at least 2 time zones. What has happened in those situations this year in the Big Ten? Well, the underdog team that crosses 2 or more time zones, 35% against the spread. Penn State outperformed Oregon against most of the common opponents with better margin of victories against Wisconsin, Maryland, Washington, Purdue. Except for the passing offense, Penn State's actually better. So I think the Ducks are out of water here. It's going to be a huge home game for Penn State. They show up. They have a huge alumni. I think they'll have 40,000-plus fans. Wrong team favorite. Penn State finally breaks through. Believe it or not, they could be the 1 and for sure will be the number 2 seed if they win this game, 27-23. Yep.
27-23, the Nittany Lions get the big one, and then And then, hey, you know what? It might even be better for Oregon because, getting a home playoff game.
Yep.
And then if you looked at some of the, the projections, like if Oregon was to win and everything, let's just say went chalk, I just kind of was thinking it was wild when I was looking, just after last week's rankings.
Yep.
You would have had Tennessee and Ohio State playing each other, and the Oregon, the number 1 overall seed, would have gotten one of those 2 teams, while, let's say, Boise State won, they would get either, like, if Penn State lost, Penn State would be playing Arizona State. So if you reverse that, Oregon at home versus Arizona State and going to play like maybe a Boise State, that's even an easier path, I feel like. So
I agree.
It's just wild. The whole thing's wild. SMU, man, I can't believe it's their first dead-gum year. Wow, impressive. 2.5 point favorite over Clemson. Clemson's, though, been here, big games. Dabo knows it, and I just don't know which side to take.
So here's what's crazy. I bet you even football fans, maybe 15% could even name the quarterback for SMU. A lot of people don't know it's Kevin Jennings.
And he's awesome.
He is awesome.
When they replaced Preston Stone, I thought they were crazy, and then this kid came in, and I was like, was he on the team the whole time?
Yeah, he was. Do you know what happened to Preston Stone? I'm telling you, I know it. You can just tell watching the kid. You know what happened? He has the yips. You know when baseball players can't throw it home or he couldn't. I saw him warming up. He just didn't have it. Sometimes kids just lose it. Maybe he comes back. At one point, he was really good. So how good was Kevin Jennings since he took over as a starter in Week 4? Well, they only won 9 straight games. Leading the offense, they've scored between 28 and 66 points in every game, and he's averaging 9.3 yards per pass attempt.
Damn.
On the other side, that's top 10. Cade Klubnik, against the second half of the season, against the 4 teams that have a pulse, Pitt, Virginia Tech, those are average teams, a little above average, or South Carolina and Louisville. He averaged only 6 yards per pass attempt. If you spread that out over the season, that's bottom 15. That's with teams like Sam Houston State, UConn, and Rice. This SMU defense is salty, only allowing 13 points the last 2 weeks against Virginia and Cal. I think the right team's favored. SMU 28-24. Yep.
SMU 28-24, and you know what? People in Titletown, Alabama would love that because it probably gets them in. And people in Miami, when they see Alabama get in and Miami not, they're going to be absolutely furious.
Right.
And you really can't blame them. And, Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin's still pissed too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Goodness gracious. Texas, SEC championship game. First year in the SEC. Now, I feel like they had one of the most flaccid SEC schedules I've ever seen. Georgia however, is the most. Like Carson Beck can look like an NFL quarterback, or he'll throw 3 interceptions. I mean, he had a stretch this year that was absolutely horrendous, where in 5 games he had 12 interceptions. Like, that's insane.
Yep.
Do we get good Carson Beck? Do we get Georgia that was in Austin? Or is this where Texas and Sark stand up and actually get an SEC championship year in their first year?
All right, so Texas was outplayed in the first game versus Georgia, no doubt about it. I don't see Georgia bullying the Longhorns here, especially after watching Texas just dominate Texas A&M. I think they figured it out. They should have won that game 27-34-0. I mean, that score was very misleading, just like the Georgia Tech game. They should have lost that game.
They should have lost.
Offense and defense, neither is ranked in the top 25 in any major statistical category. If Texas had won big and Georgia lost that game, this line is 6.5. I think Texas is going to expand the use of Arch Manning here in this game. He didn't even throw the pass last game. Ran three times for 14 yards and a touchdown. I think Georgia's susceptible to a running quarterback. I look for more wrinkles. And Texas is going to come to play. Outside of Georgia having the home field advantage, they have no other advantage, in my opinion. And the favorite, 25-6 straight up in SEC championship games. Texas gets their revenge, 31-21.
While I have you here for just one more quick second, when you look around the country, when you look at the top teams, the top 12 right now, kind of the projected, do you think there's different classes, or do you think all these teams can play for each other? And since NIL, it's kind of even the playing field.
Oh, I think it's even the playing field. No question about it. And it's going to even the playing field even more once they settle this class action suit, and every team's going to be able to compete a little bit.
Lee, do me a big favor. Yep. Tell all the people how they can get Minnesota and Atlanta. We're talking NFL, baby, absolutely free. Yep. You got the play.
Yeah, so there's a clear right side to this game. If you want to get this game, be one of the first 5 callers. Call 800-400-9741. Again, the number, 800-400-9741. We will give you the game for free. And had a tough couple weeks in November, start November. But since Thanksgiving Day, how good are we?
Turned it around, baby.
16-3 run. Yeah, let that sink in again. A 16-3 run, college football in the NFL. You want to hop on board? We've got a big one tonight, going all the way through December 31st. We call it Double Down December. 4 weeks. Use coupon code SAVE200. You've heard about these, Cyber Monday sales, all these different sales going on. How about this one? Use coupon code SAVE200, just $247 for 4 weeks of action. One place, ParamountSports.com.
Lee, you are the best. I hope you have a wonderful one. And
what we're going to do, John, we're going to take off next week. There's only NFL, and we'll come back in 2 weeks. We'll do the playoffs, the 4 playoff games, and a couple bowl games, and our college football bowl extravaganza show. All right?
Man, I am so fired up. Lee, enjoy it. Sorry about Miami, and we'll do it again next week, my friend.
Sounds good, buddy. Take care. See
That's my buddy Lee Sterling. By the way, I don't know if you know, did you see that? I was showing my stat to prove it.
The stack.
The stack. How do you think I paid for that damn bar tab down in Oxford, son? Lee. Thank you over at Paramount Sports. Also need to remind you, is anybody hungry for a little lunch, man? What about Los Cabos, where the flavors of Mexico melt in your mouth? Plus, it's one of my favorite sports bars, and you're like, John, and it's a Mexican restaurante. Nah, brah. It's a Mexican bar and grill, baby. They got a beautiful bar. The TV's always got sports on. I'm talking about the one right there at Summer and Graham. And they also have everyday lunch specials, 10 to 3. You heard that, every single day. Celebrate. Also, happy hour, 3 to 8. And again, those lunches are only $7 to $11. You heard that right. $7 to $11? Can't even go get up. Can you get a Happy Meal for $7 these days?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I wouldn't know because I ain't eaten McDonald's in 30 years.
Can I get a haircut for $11? I know that.
I know that too. You can't even get your beard trimmed for $11. Hey, man, you can't even get your eyebrows waxed, bruh. This isn't a little wax. It's just my eyebrows, man. But over at Los Cabos, you can get great food. Again, And you can also experience real Mexican cuisine along with your sports. Again, Los Cabos, Summer and Graham, where the flavors of Mexico melt in your mouth. Yeah! I'm so excited. It's a friggin' Friday, people.
Senor Johnny.
Senor Johnny. And I just have to say, speaking of the NFL, Mr. Darian Newsom.
How about that 3.5?
How'd you like that
How
hook,
about that
baby?
3.5,
How'd you like
baby?
that hook? So me and Money were watching the game yesterday. Like, we were chilling like some villains. I was good yesterday, by the way. Not like great. I mean, when I say good, I didn't get
Yeah.
I didn't get lit. You can tell I actually I came in clean today. Yesterday I came in hot straight from Oxford. Same clothes that I had on the day before.
Yeah, when coach is here, you tend to shape up. So.
Yeah, I do that. I do. But in the NFL last night, that was a hell of a football game. Detroit just always seems to find a way to win. Second half, I thought the Packers. Again, the first half, Lions were controlling the game early. And all of a sudden, man, that second half couldn't have gone in. That third quarter couldn't have gone any better for the Packers. And all of a sudden, Detroit does what Detroit does. Like they picked up. Like, I can't believe they went for it on fourth down.
Cojones.
Let me tell you something. I was like, at that point, my fear was, okay, they know if they get the first down, the game's over. I said, are the Packers going to let them score so they can at least try and tie the game? Please don't do this. Don't. And I was like, man, I almost a little tear in my eye.
How'd you feel when Jared Goff almost failed trying to hand that ball off?
Man.
I thought it was over. I said, see, screwed up.
Screwed up. I didn't think he was going to get it either. And they missed they missed a couple fourth downs in that game. The Lions didn't. Remember when they didn't get it on their own 30 when their 30. Like, so if you watch the game, Packers score with quickness, got lucky right off the jump. Bam, bam, bam. Then all of a sudden, we got a football game. It's like 14-17, 3-point game, fourth down on your own 30. Backed all the way up. They went for 4th and 1 and didn't get it, and all of a sudden now Pac's got the lead. And I was like, damn, Dan. I love you. You're my favorite coaches. I think you were dope. Biting off kneecaps, drinking 4 Venti coffees a day and all that stuff. But that was dumb. And I was like, thank you.
I think when you get to the playoffs, you're going to say that again. Damn, Dan.
Yeah, we remember what
Detroit,
happened last year with that huge lead against your 49ers. You didn't look like you didn't think you had a chance.
Nah, Detroit ain't doing that.
At that halftime, you didn't believe in you didn't think you had a chance, didn't you?
But I'm right now I'm more worried about Green Bay. Detroit still hadn't. I mean, I thought I believed. I still don't. Golf got some work to do.
Is the best division in the NFC, bar none, the NFC North with Minnesota,
100%.
Green Bay, and Detroit?
100%. The only reason I won't let you leave little Caleb out is because it's been coaching. Had he had the right coaching,
Matt Eberflus is the stupidest person that's
There
ever
you
had
go.
a job.
Yep.
How do you have one timeout and blow 36 seconds to kick a damn field goal, fool?
Cowboys know that feeling. So, hey.
No, Cowboys just, if you
They know
get,
that
hey,
feeling.
do me a favor. Poison your owner, and then you won't have that problem.
I get the feeling Stephen Jones would be
Don't do
just
that.
like him though.
You think so?
Absolutely. He's not I guarantee you, whenever that happens, that transition, and not necessarily him transitioning to heaven or hell, but just transitioning out of the team.
Into a like that Town Village.
Yeah.
Town Village at Alderman Park, our favorite place.
Something like that. Yeah. Stephen's gonna be the same. He's gonna be the president, GM, and the owner.
Man, we got some really, really good football games this week, though. I'm looking forward to a lot of them because they have some serious, like the Falcons need this win so bad. Kirk Cousins has fallen on some hard times. He hadn't looked good. His teammates have been supportive of him, but they're headed to Minnesota. Minnesota's a 5.5-point favorite. That one's looking a little whack right there for you. You know how big the Seattle and the Cardinals game is. Like, I love me a little Kyler Murray, if you can't tell. 7-5 Seattle, 6-6 Cardinals. Cardinals win that bad boy. Arizona's a 2.5-point favorite. It feels like easy money, doesn't it? It does. And all these games are going to be getting buck. You got the Chargers and the Chiefs, the Bears, 49ers. And you know the one place that you can go and watch every single NFL game? There's only one place that I know of in the entire Memphis area, and it's all actually not in Memphis. It's in Lakeland. It's the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill. When I say they have every NFL game, they carry every NFL game, and you can go see your team every single Sunday, every Thursday, every Monday. because it's pimp. They got wall-to-wall TVs, 24 taps for all your favorite beers. They got like the local craft beers. They got these kind of craft beers. They also got like other 52 beers in cans, and they got seltzers, a full bar. They got Tito's. They got a wine list. You know what I said? Like I like fine women and wine, baby. They got it at the owner's box. Plus, their menu is just out of control. Check them out. They're right there in Lakeland Town Square, right there at Highway 70. The owner's box.
Shout out to
Sports
Lakeland.
Bar and Grill.
I got married in Lakeland, John. I wish they had the sports.
Bro,
the owner's box back
You could
then.
have got married there because that place is they do all kinds of
I
special
probably would have got
events.
drunk before the wedding, and
You
probably
didn't
not.
get
And probably
drunk?
no. I mean there. Oh, of course.
Before your wedding, you got
Yeah.
drunk, right?
I said I would
Do
have
you
been in there
know-
on the box, and I probably wouldn't have made it.
So I gotta say again, go to the owner's box, watch the NFL. Bing, bang, boom. This is now about me. So when I got married, I'm not a nervous person. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't get anxiety very much. But the day of, about an hour before the wedding,
You vomited.
I started having a panic attack. I'm like, what am I doing? Am I doing the right thing? Oh my God, I'm making a big mistake. Man, I'm having a panic attack. My mom comes back there and she's like slapping me. Straighten up, boy, buck up. We done spent all this money. You gonna walk down that damn aisle. I was like, I don't know if I can. And she's like, Granny, get over here. Bring your Xanax. Kevin, bring that bottle of Jack Daniels. I don't even remember my
Got
wedding.
you right.
They got me there. I said yes. And the rest is history.
I had one nervous spot. I didn't want to kiss in front of my grandmother. Like, you may now kiss the bride. I think I did like a kindergarten kiss. I went.
Y'all still married?
Yeah, man. I ain't got time for that. My grandmama there. I ain't kissing you all in front of my grandmama, man. Care if I love you or not.
Oh my goodness, we're gonna take a quick time out because we got T-Money and Uncle Brasky on the other side. We got to do some more bets. And by the way, all you people out there, you better come out. If you're in town on Sunday, come support the Tigers. They play Arkansas State, 3 o'clock, FedEx Forum. Get your butt there. And if you're going to support some Shelby County football, head on to Chattanooga and support Houston, Melrose, and Mays, especially Houston High School, baby. Brasky, Money, they next. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Harden is one of the best sports talk personalities there is. Just amazing. He might smoke a little too much herb, but that's okay. I respect him. I've been known to hit some blow myself, but hey, we're not talking about me. Johnny Radio is simply amazing. No others like him. Just amazing.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Sports 56 and 95
High energy, full body workout
utilizes the same equipment and technology employed by Floyd Mayweather.
to achieve his impressive 50-0 record.
The workout features 4 types of heavy bags, treadmills, rows, battle ropes, weights, and much more. Visit Mayweather Boxing and Fitness, located at 2257 North Germantown Parkway in Cordova. Train like a champ.
Mayweather Boxing and Fitness.
901-673-1267. Shop Dell Technologies Cyber Monday event for their lowest prices of the year. The future is on sale today with limited time deals on select PCs like the XPS 16 that accelerate AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. Cyber Monday is their biggest sale of the year and the best time to upgrade, but it's only here for a limited time. Shop now at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals. If you need glass replaced, there's one name you need to know. Binswanger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 145 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Binswanger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. Visit Binswanger Glass in Midtown at 340 South Hollywood
2025 Range Rover Sport sits right at the heart of the Land Rover lineup, offering a perfect mix of style, performance, and versatility. Smaller and more agile than a full-size Range Rover, it's a great option for everyone who wants luxury and practicality. Every model comes with 8-speed automatic transmission and all-wheel drive standard. Whether you navigate city streets or tackle rough terrain, Range Rover Sport has you covered. Every drive is powerful and breathtaking. The 2025 Range Rover Sport is the epitome of sport luxury. Test drive one at Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City.
Back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 at 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. And once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. We've been rocking and rolling today, having a little bit of fun. I do want to remind you, though, man, while you're out there chilling like a villain, I know about 1:15. Oh, no, because I got to do a little Hot 107 with Superman. But about probably 2:15, I'm rolling out of here. I'm going to Los Cabos, baby. It's Summer and Graham. Gonna give me a little Tito's, maybe a shot of tequila to go with it. Eat some fine Mexican food. I'm telling you, Los Cabos, it's Summer and Graham. That's where the flavors of Mexico melt in your mouth. Head over there. They got happy hour 3 to 8. They got lunch specials daily. 10 o'clock to 3. Los Cabos, Mexican Bar and Grill. We got Uncle Brasky here. Uh-oh, is Money missing in action?
I
Looks
don't
like
know
it.
where he is, Johnny.
I don't know where he is either. I know I was with him last night.
Well, who knows? He may be locked up. You know, he called me this morning though, but he didn't ask for bail money, so I don't know.
Damn, Tim, you didn't. You just decided that you're gonna blow us off today. I can't
I
believe
don't know where
this.
he's at.
That just
Maybe he didn't pay his. Maybe he didn't pay his cell phone bill, man.
no, because we won last night, so we could play for a little bit more because we pounded Green Bay and it got a little scary last night. We had the hook, baby. Win by hook or by crook, I'll take it. That was a huge game.
Man, I heard something, Johnny, that somebody come in a half shell and they caught you in their backyard and almost shot you.
Oh gosh. Yes, that's my neighbor. She's a very.
What happened?
You know, like some people are like, you know, not as friendly as I am. And I was walking my dog at 2:00 in the morning. I hadn't met my neighbor because I just moved in. I only have one neighbor because, you know, there's a business on the other side. So, the house to the left of me, it's just a little nice young lady, probably, like 35 years old. And I said, hey, how are you doing? And she didn't say a word. And then I was walking my dog, and I just kind of walked a little bit closer. And I was like, hey, ma'am, I'm your neighbor. My name's John Harden. And she pulled out a gun and said, take another step and I'll shoot you. And I was like, whoa.
What?
I was like, I'm your neighbor. I swear to God, I live next door. Da-da-da. Yeah, man. I was like, she didn't shoot me, though. So.
There you go.
Man.
Well, she probably thought you were some perv hanging out in her backyard or something.
I wasn't
Not
in
some
her
perv.
I was not in her backyard.
Some perv better walk around.
Okay, at 2:00 in the morning, what can you be doing that's right?
Well, obviously I was up.
Money was also 30 degrees out there, too.
Oh, no, this was
exactly.
This was like about almost a year ago, so it was about this time last year. No, it was around August of the last year. Now, the funny thing is I haven't seen her. I mean, I've seen her, but I have not spoken to her since she pulled a gun on me and threatened to call the police and kill me and all that stuff. So we hadn't said anything.
Okay.
She kind of keeps to herself. So yesterday, I'm at the half shell with, of course, my man Money, because it's Country Music Thursday with Money at the bar. And that's and what happened, Money? I'm sitting there chilling, and all of a sudden, this girl goes, hey, are you my neighbor? And, man, did it get a little scary after that?
Well, yeah, it did, Johnny. She said, you're my neighbor. and she said, I had to pull a gun on you. And me and Johnny are looking crazy. And said, yeah, he pulled a gun on him trying to walk his dog. That's what she said. He said, I'm just your neighbor. Don't shoot. He's like, don't take another step. That's what John said. He was clowning. And then she told Bad Jimmy to shut up about 4 or 5 times.
She
you know,
gave-
he was
she
kept
said the-
interrupting. And,
You know the
Man,
STF
Jimmy was there
style.
too.
Yeah, Jimmy was there last night, and she did not like Jimmy.
no.
Well,
She
Jimmy
told him-
gets a little nutty when he gets drunk.
Well,
Yeah, she
she's a
told
little
him
nutty
to
too.
Shut up about 4 or 5 times. He was just interrupting conversation. So he goes from good to bad, as you well know, Uncle Brasky. You know bad. So he goes bad,
I know
and then he goes. Yeah, he's good when he gets there, and then by the time he leaves and gets his Uber, he's bad. So you got good Jimmy to bad Jimmy. So,
But at least he
I
takes
would-
And there ain't
the
no
Uber.
in between.
There's no in between. You know, it's just he's either
No.
good or bad. You know.
It's like Jekyll and Hyde. You know immediately. You're like, oh damn, he just changed.
You're like, oh
Yeah,
damn, here
he's
we
over.
go.
And she did run into bad Jimmy. And I will tell you, I've never seen a woman though who just speaks her mind the way she does. Have you?
No, she just
Well,
she just kind of says whatever, you know, just whatever coming out. I guess her date or whoever dude was, he didn't say a whole lot. He looked about half crazy.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I think she's the sweetest girl in the world. I love my neighbor, and
Johnny,
if you ever
Johnny,
this ever gets back to you, I think
Johnny.
you're an angel. Also, think you got big brass ones because man, she looked like I would be scared if she ever got mad at me. I'm not lying to you. I'm scared of her.
You're the reason
That's-
she's got aluminum foil taped to her windows where nobody can look in. You know,
my
out there at
goodness.
2 in the morning. Good Lord.
Hey,
I
Uncle-
can't help
Uncle Brad,
myself.
Uncle Brass,
Yeah.
you see those Liberty Bowl predictions this morning? Ole Miss.
Man,
baby,
don't
coming to
send
the
me
Liberty
that
Bowl.
crap again. Ole Miss ain't coming to the Liberty Bowl. We couldn't hire enough security guards to keep them from stealing our cars, even though y'all only
y'all-
beat 20,000.
Oh,
Man, we
y'all
wouldn't
are-
have no
y'all
cars
are as
left.
shaky. Y'all's fan base is as shaky as Houston's restaurant. Y'all are scared to death.
Y'all only hold 20,000. You've done put our dang Houston's out of business. Top restaurant in the city.
I wouldn't say that.
Me
I'd
neither.
say, no, that's not the top
I
restaurant.
like
That's-
just going there
that's
for
what we
one
call
reason:
good
the
business.
rich women drinking wine at the bar with sports. That was it.
You know what they told me a Tito's and water cost over there?
Like $12.
No, I wish. They said $18.
Oh, no, I wouldn't. The last
For a
time I ate there
Tito's
about
and
10
water.
years
Well, you
ago, I
know,
went
if
in
I'm over
for
there with a
bar.
bunch of rich women, I ain't paying for my drinks. T-money.
Well, I know that, but I'm
Well-
talking about just the normal folks. You know, $18 for a Tito's and water? I mean, you're not on Broadway down there with an entertainment tax. You know how they do with Nashville.
You're going to charge
But-
$18 and let somebody bust in our window? Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, you just paid 18. Your tab was 300. You come out and you got a car door busted in, and you may get jumped
Well,
on before you get to your car, but you're good.
But if
Money-
you go over to the half
money,
shell, we
they
got
also-
security, baby.
That's right.
They'd also
They got-
get
yeah.
get on to people for smoking weed in there. If you smell like weed, they won't serve you. Houston.
By the way, do they know it's 2024? I mean, like, this is
Mike, come on
That's
over
right.
to the shell. Come
Yeah.
across the street.
If you're going to lunchtime to get a $24 salad with no meat on it, you got to be high. You know, that's just my outlook on it. I mean, last time I ate there 10 years ago for lunch, it was a $24 salad. I almost fell out. And it wasn't like it had chicken or salmon on it. It had a couple of croutons. It looks like they threw a little piece of cheese at it, and barely any dressing fell on it. It was pitiful, but it was $24.
Well, it's a good thing they
Unbelievable.
closed.
Well, that's why they're out of business and they're gone. Good. I say that's
Good
good
riddance.
for the city. I mean, they didn't donate $1 to the city. I'm tired of. I'm glad they're gone. And they ran their servers over there like the military. They check you underneath your fingernails, make sure your hair was tight, this and that.
Pat you
They
down,
said
make
you
sure you're not copping a
you
bag
had
of
to
blow.
they said you had to tie your apron a certain way, or they send you home and all kind of stuff. I know the manager dude over there, JP. So I mean, they said he ran a tight ship. I don't think he's there. Well, obviously not there anymore. But I think he's
Oh, no, he's unemployed today.
I'll tell you what, though, those Houston folks used to come over when the hash shell was open late night, about 3 a.m. Man, they come over clowning. I mean, they just made a fistful of money, and they had good-looking women, and they come over there clowning.
Man,
You know,
by the way, why? Like, has COVID killed 3:00 in the morning now? Because that's so annoying to me.
It is. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, T.J. Mulligan's might be open late.
No, but I walked in home. I can walk home from the half show, homie. I'd love
Well,
to
I
be able to
know
walk home at
that.
3.
Yeah, they shut her down. You know,
Ain't
you
walking
sell
from
till
TJ
3 a.m.
Mulligan's, bro.
No, you couldn't do that.
Oh,
Maybe
good.
over there, maybe Dan McGinnis back when it was open over there. What do they call it now? Rockies. or
Rockies,
something?
man, I can't go in there. Like, everybody's like 21, 22 years old, man. I look
Man,
like
I can't go in there either. I feel like I'm going to get whipped by somebody at the pool table. They make me nervous over there. The bartender's got purple hair. I can't get with all that. Nose rings, lip rings. T-Money, you want a beer? I'm like, okay. You can't stay in there too long. You may get jumped on. Pretty. They almost jumped on Pretty Chris there one night.
oh,
time.
damn.
Mhm.
Pretty Chris wouldn't be pretty after that.
Yeah, they tried to jump on Pretty Chris, and they had to call the police or something like that. It was
Oh, you're kidding me. He
Oh
called
yeah,
the
Pretty
police?
can't go back into Rockies. Yeah. Well, he
How
said
do you get thrown out of Rockies?
Well, they were, they do a little dart tournament in there, and whatnot. So he's waiting on her. I guess it wasn't a tournament, but he was in there waiting on a dartboard, and I guess the game was going real long. And he said, "I guess we got the D players or something like that." And they didn't like that, getting called D players, and so they tried to jump on Pretty. Yeah, he got to talking to him, like crazy, and they got crazy. Yeah, you know how they get, Uncle Brasky.
I know it is. The Bobcat still open over there?
Oh, hell yeah, man. Man,
yeah.
I love you. You just get cold beer, grab a bottle of Tito's, bring that junk in there, walk out back, fire it up, come along, take a hit from the bong. But nobody has the
I
Roach
used to like
Motel.
those Bobcats late at night.
Well,
I went
they're
there
only.
about
I
11
think they
o'clock.
open
They
about.
close it early, bro.
Yeah, they open at like 4 and close at 8 or something.
Yeah, man. It's just a little quick hop, skip, and a jump because most everybody over there's got to get home because they got wives and they're old and geriatric style.
I think it's more geriatric.
Yeah.
You just got to get home. Yeah, I think they got to get that tapioca pudding and go to bed.
Jacques Lecoq, by the way. Jacques Lecoq says there's only one restaurant in the entire city with a Roach Motel.
That is true, John.
That's right.
And he also says that his SEC final lock of the year, Jacques Lecoq, says take Texas, lay the 2.5.
Oh,
Ooh.
no.
Oh,
Johnny,
really?
Whoa. Looks like we have a little dissension. I guess it's time to get to some of our picking. All right, T-Money, you start things off. Who
We
is
can
your
get it
first
going, and we've
play
had-
of
we had
the
a-
day?
First, yeah, we got a slate tonight. We got like 3 football games on tonight, championship games tonight, Johnny, and we've been looking. It's not a big card, college football. We got NFL here and there, but we're starting to get into the playoffs, and this is kind of what we've been playing the regular season for. And I'll be real interested to see how the college football committee treats the losers of these championship games. That'll tell a lot going forward. But just remember, Johnny, I don't know your bankroll any more than you know mine. And with that being said, the championship game that just sticks out to me, this team has no business even being in the championship game, and that's Penn State in the Big Ten championship game. I think Oregon runs them flat out of the gym. 3.5 points, I don't think it's enough. I noticed none of the championship games have a big line on them. They're all about 4 or 5 or less. So I just think that's a weird number, 3.5. Oregon, Penn State's lucky that Ohio State fumbled the bag last week and couldn't beat a team that didn't have a forward pass, which is the most unbelievable thing I see.
Why the hell didn't Ryan Day throw the ball with 3 NFL wide receivers? He just tried to keep running it right at him.
Coaching malpractice, Johnny. And you got Chip Kelly up there in the. What was he doing? I like this
nothing.
32 dive. I mean,
right into the strength of their defense.
The only thing that they got is 2 defensive linemen. Let's just keep running at them the whole game. I mean, I don't understand that. But Penn State has no business in the Big Ten championship game. Ohio State embarrassed them earlier this year, and I think Oregon's going to do the same. They're going to do kind of like it may start. They may scrap a little bit in the first quarter, but it's going to end up being a blowout. Take Oregon -3.5.
All right, so we are taking the Ducks, Quack Quack, and Dan Lanning's boy, Dylan Gabriel, the little lefty's spinning that John all over the place. My man James is running that rock. But, man, that
It's
tight
Stewart,
end
the
for
wide
Penn State.
receiver. I love him.
Yeah, he's good too. But, man, I would say that tight end for Penn State, that big old 44,
Oh,
Warren.
44, I love him.
That
He'll be the
Ty
next
Warren
big,
guy, he's going to be a hell
yeah,
of a
he'll
player.
be the next big tight end, in the NFL, kind of like a Gronk, Kettle, or
I mean, 6'6",
Kelsey.
260, runs pretty well, and's got great damn hands.
Yeah, he's about all they got offensively, to be honest with you. So all
Oh,
you
their
gotta
running
do
back is,
focus
you
on
got to admit, their
44.
running back's dope. Their quarterback's terrible, though.
Oh, is it Drew Alter or whatever his name is?
Drew Aller, or Aller, or
Oh,
whatever.
well,
I don't even remember how to say his last name because I can't stand him.
Because you suck.
I mean, I can say
Iamo.
Iamo, I can say Nico Iamaleava, but I can't say this dude's last name, and I know it's A-L-A-R. Aller, Aller, I don't know. But he's a bum.
I don't know either, Johnny, but we'll move on to the next game, and that game's tonight. My next game's tonight, 7:00. I'm taking my boy Matt Lauder in the Boise State Broncos -4.5. They're playing UNLV. I think they beat them earlier this year. Boise State's tough. We know we got the Heisman Trophy Jency guy. He got about 28 touchdowns and then pretty close to breaking Barry Sanders' record. I'm pretty sure he'll do it probably if he gets 2 more games. If he has a big game tonight, he'll get there in the playoff. Which, those when you talk about records like that, Johnny, and Barry Sanders, what he running like 10 games, 11 most.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got, you got this kid already played 12, 13 games. And
Dude
you're
has
still
2,288 yards, and 1,500 yards of them are after contact. And he's averaging 7.3 yards a carry. And don't forget he has 22 touchdowns. I mean, damn, son. You got to be kidding me.
If he don't win the Heisman, it'll be I know they like the Hunter boy and kid, and he is good and this and that. But like you said, we got two fives don't equal a 10.
I know, man. I'd rather have just a 10 because 10 attracts other 10s. By the way, oh, and don't forget, Genty has also, catches the ball out of the backfield, has some receiving yards.
Yes, he does.
He's just a stud.
He's a stud. And I like Boise State. I think they win tonight at 4.5. I think that's one of the bigger lines other than that Jacksonville.
I mean, Tulane.
line.
I was going to say Tulane, Jacksonville. Those are right now the biggest lines out for
Well,
championship
Tulane
week.
dropped. It's down to 4.5. It
Oh,
was
really?
6.5. Yeah, it dropped down. Dropped 2 points. That used to not happen, Johnny. Back in the day, these point spreads didn't swing like they did, like they do now.
There's just so many more people just grabbing their little app, getting on their phone, and markets move, baby.
I know, like the dang, my bookie made me pay for that half point.
Yeah,
last
made you
night,
pay
$130.
minus 130?
Yeah,
taxing you a little
for
juice
the half point that everybody in the world had for regular juice. That's how they'll do you here. You mess with these local guys.
That is hilarious. So right now we're looking. You're going to go favorite Boise State, lay it tonight against UNLV. I will tell you, man, I don't know if I can touch it because there's so many Memphis ties over at UNLV, and I like the running Rebs. I love Barry Odom.
Yeah, Barry Odom. I like Barry, and I'm going with this because Slender and Cheap's nephew played for them. We've said that before on the show.
Give him a shout out.
Matt
You already
Lauder,
did.
number 85. Yeah, we've already shouted him out, but he knows that's why I'm taking him. I'll be rooting for them, so might as well put a little scratch
Well, you know
on
what?
it, Johnny.
We just going to be watching and got to put a little scratch on it. You say take Boise State, lay the 4.5. Let's rock. Those are your 2 plays for
Let's
this
go.
weekend. Do you have a third?
No, I don't. They're just those 2 plays. I went 0-3 last week, so I'm not doing 3 picks again.
I got you. That's a smart thing. Now, Brasky, before we get to your picks, how heartbroken have you been? Like, a couple of people asked me, like, are you on suicide watch because of Ole
No,
Miss missing?
Johnny, I'm not. We're fixing to reload, get this thing right down here. We lost a couple of games we shouldn't have lost this year. Alabama's getting a bye with this. No way they should even be in. No way. After getting blown out by Oklahoma, they're going to get the mulligan anyway. 'Cause of
Y'all
the
lost
name.
to Kentucky.
Hey.
Yeah, but we only lost by 3. They
Yeah,
got
it was a
blown out by
miracle. By the way, remember it was
They're
4th down
1
and
and
13
7
and dude.
in the
man.
4th down and 11.
Yeah, 4th and
And
11.
Florida dunked on y'all's goal.
Different. That was
dunked on
hey. By the
y'all.
way, that was the funniest thing I think I've ever seen. Florida players dunking on the turnover goal, and then the little Ole Miss kids having to go get it and then put it away and take it away at like way after everybody cleared the field. That was so funny and terrible.
Hey, let me tell you something. I'm not like these sad Ohio State players up there. Like Michigan come in there and beat them, and then the melee after the game, Ohio State wanting to fight them because, man, you had the saddest team in America that had to beat you to get bowl eligible. Beat you.
I
You know,
agree.
come on, man.
I still can't believe. I wish they would have
agree.
had that type of fight during the game.
For distance. I know.
Yeah, you want to fight
I mean,
after you get beat. That I can't stand for that. You can't get whipped on the field and then get mad after.
I'm right there with you.
No, you just get off the field and let them party. But let's get to the picks.
Let's do
you
it.
know, I'm so disgusted at this that I'm really firing out there this week. I'm going to put out a nickel play and 2 dime bag plays this week because we don't have a lot going on and we got to get our freak on. I like the nickel play tonight. I like Army catching 4.5 at home against Tulane. It's going to be 23 degrees and 10-mile-an-hour winds, which means it's going to feel like 13 degrees.
Mm.
Man, that water coming right off that river, baby, gonna get you cold.
What do you think about that? Do you think about that? I mean, them guys are up there training in that stuff all year. I wouldn't want to be for Tulane and go up there and have to play.
Plus, man, you got to tackle them because they're gonna run the run that option all over your face.
They're going to run the rock right down your throat. And they're getting 4.5. I like them catching a point. We got to go against Jacques Lecoq. Dime bag play, I've got 2 of them. I love Georgia plus the 2.5. They beat Texas by, 15 before?
Mm-hmm.
What
Sure did. In Austin.
I mean, there's really nothing changed.
Except for Carson Beck, he's so different. Did you see?
Just hand the ball off and tackle him. Just hand the ball off and tackle him.
I'm
That's
just
all
saying.
Georgia has.
Let me
to
just
do.
tell you something, man. Did you see like how like all of his little, what do they call them, Snapchats?
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
Johnny.
My boy drops into like every girl on campus's DM with a little perverted Snapchat of himself. It's the weirdest thing. And I don't know if you know, I don't like taking pictures, so I hate Snapchat.
Really?
I don't like, I can't stand, like, man, like when people are sitting, like, we're in a
do you
bar,
do
people
that?
taking selfies. I'm like, don't be taking, give me out your
Oh,
picture.
no,
I don't
no.
need anybody to know I'm up in here
Oh.
doing what I'm doing.
Doing? That's right. I mean, so you don't do no tendering or nothing, John?
Oh, no, I did that for a month. David Cobb for CBSSports.com now, who he interned while he was in college here many moons ago when the Tinder was open, and he was the first to tell me about it. He's like, John, have you heard about this Tinder thing? And I was like, no. And he's like, oh, my God. And I was like, dude, create me a profile. So I gave him my phone. He created me a profile, got off work, started swiping that giant. It wasn't like 10 minutes, and I had like 5 different locations to go. So I was busy for a month. It almost killed me. And I decided
I understand that.
I decided that I'm either going to die from the gash, or I'm going to get fired from my job because I'm so worn out when I get here I can't do my damn job. It was that turning point in my life.
I've been
Tinder
fired worse
was
ways
that
than that.
moment.
Tinder was the moment that I realized I do not belong on any dating apps ever. It is dangerous. Dangerous.
Well,
Sounds
my
like you
little,
don't need to be
my
in
little
any-
nephew
in any
down here,
weddings either,
he got
Johnny.
on it.
Go, Brasky.
We got another dime bag play.
What's the dime?
I'm gonna take it. I love Clemson getting the points. I think Clemson beats SMU outright. SMU will be gone out of this picture. They played one of the weakest schedules in the country. I just do not see Clemson losing this game.
I mean, it would be so annoying because that's the one caveat. If Clemson does beat SMU, you have to wonder: does SMU then knock out Alabama, or do they for playing in their champion? No. See, that's what I'm saying. I think if Clemson wins, then Alabama's sitting at home.
I don't. I think if Clemson wins, they're right there with Miami, sitting on the outside looking in. they played such a weak schedule. I mean, Miami played a weak schedule and barely got through it. SMU's one loss is BYU this year, and it was a close game.
Man.
I think Clemson, they hadn't seen this kind of speed yet. I think SMU's in trouble.
All right, so those are our 3 plays. We got 2 dime bags, 1 nickel bag of funk.
Yep.
Read,
The nickel bag is Army plus the 4.5.
The dime bag.
Plays are Georgia plus 2.5 and Clemson plus 2.5.
I love it. I love it. And Money, your 2
Dogs
plays.
are barking.
What are you playing, Money?
I said the dogs are barking.
Man, you got 2 favorites, though.
I got 2 favorites, and Brasky's got the dogs.
Yeah, he's got the dogs. And
That's right.
I like them. I like them, gentlemen. What are y'all getting into this weekend? Anything fun?
We're going to watch some football, and we're going to drink some Tito's vodka, Johnny. I know that's what. At least we're going to start with that, and we'll see what kind of trouble we can get into this weekend. It's kind of an open weekend, Johnny.
Well, have a blessed one. Enjoy it. Drink a lot of Tito's. Brasky, be safe out there.
Take care, Johnny. Hotty toddy.
Hotty toddy, boys.
A broke man's a dangerous man, Johnny. Don't forget.
I won't forget. Y'all enjoy y'all's weekend. Again, thank you so much for all y'all listening out there in this world. Houston, go bring back that trophy. I want James Thomas in this joint next week with the trophy. I hope we make a lot of money. Don't forget Lee Sterling of Paramount Sports. And I got to remind you, without Tito's vodka, we don't do any of this. And without Tito's vodka, you ain't going to have the same kind of time. And last but not least, Christmas is right around the corner. If you've been procrastinating, you better head on down to 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch and check out Frontier Western Store, largest boot showroom in the world. They got men's, women's, ladies' boutique, children's. They got it all. And you can also shop online at frontierwesternstore.com. Any order of $75 or more is shipped absolutely free. And they ship that bad boy out within 24 hours so it arrives so Santa Claus can come down the chimney. Speaking of chimney, smoke, smoke, drink it. For Darren, I'm John. Get out there, make the world a better place. We're going to see you on the flip side. Peace.